So I just wanted to do an update on my plants. I haven't done one for a long time, and this year I bought a polytunnel, and I put it in my backyard, and I put most of my container plants in here. They've been liking it and just been enjoying the polytunnel. Some of them are blooming quite a bit. Um, yeah, they seem to really enjoy it. Um, and I think they're doing pretty good in here, so I'm just gonna keep them in here for as long as I can. So let's start over here. So these are just some of my orchids. This one's putting out a new growth here. I have a cattleya here. Then I have this back over here is my Miltonia sunset. Then I have my Dendrobium nobile, which is putting on some buds right now. Right there. And a couple right here. Yeah, so I'm gonna be getting some flowers soon. It's weird because these usually bloom like in the winter or fall, or no, it blooms in like yeah, over the winter, but supposedly, but they've been blooming every, like the last 2 years they've been blooming around this time of the year in the summer, so I don't know. And I have another cattleya here, Dendrobium, and then over here I just have some of my cactuses here and succulents. I have a Gasteria, which is currently in bloom right now. It's getting so big. I have just potted this one up yesterday because it was getting so big for its pot. And I have a euphorbia right here, some cacti right here, and this is some sort of epiphytic jungle cacti. It's like a miniature one. And here is my yellow crown of thorns. This one has been doing very well for me. It has like a yellow pinkish edge to the yellow flower. This one has been blooming a lot for me, and it's been blooming like all winter long, and when I put it in a greenhouse or polytunnel here, it's been doing quite a bit of blooming non-stop pretty much. This one is non-stop for me, and I love it that it just keeps them blooming year round pretty much. So this is just like a regular size. It's not the hybrid, it's not a Thai hybrid, just a regular euphorbia milia. But this one is a yellow one, and it's got a little bit of pink on the edging. Over here, this is my cutting that my sister brought back from Florida. It's my dragon fruit, and it has not put on any new growth at all this summer. This one is very slow growing. This one's not growing for me. I'm not sure. I think it's really dry right now. Yep, it looks really dry. I better water that. And here is my guava plant, which I have for 2 years. It's not doing much at all. Not growing a whole lot. The one I gave to my mom and dad is so huge right now. It's probably like 4 or 5 feet tall right now. But yeah, it's not doing good for me. I'm just kind of keeping it alive, but not making much progress here. Over here, I have that variegated Euphorbia milii. This is a very small miniature one. Oh, the plant itself is big, but the blooms are very small. It's like a miniature. This is the Euphorbia milii splending, I think. Yeah, it's a small one, and this one's probably just a little tidbit bigger than the other one. The flowers are white on this one, but it's a small flowering euphorbia. And over here I have a pink one, and this one it's about the same size as the white one over here too. This one has pink, bright pink, is it pink or magenta? It's like a very dark pink color. And then here, underneath all this, my Easter cactus is blooming. Let's see, let's go under. Yeah, that Easter cactus, this is the orange color. It's blooming in July for me, which is kind of weird. It did not bloom in April around Easter like it's supposed to, but hey, it's blooming right now. It's doing good. So that's good. And over here, I just have like a opuntia, another cactus. This one's doing good. Let's put it on some new growth here. Back over here, I just have some, what is this one? I can't think of it. Oh yeah, amaryllis. My amaryllis is in here too. Then I have an aloe, and right here I have my jade plant. Got woody stems. It's pretty good. It's doing very good. It's like in a greenhouse. I think it's getting too much water though from when it rains. There's some holes in the ceiling here, so the water comes down, and yeah, they're getting a lot of water. So some of them are getting a lot of water, some of them aren't getting enough water. And right here, I just separated this from one of my other plants here. This is a euphorbia, another euphorbia, and here are the blooms. It's got a very dark pink center with orange in the inside and green edging around the flower. And yep, I just repotted this one just a couple minutes ago. Here is my desert rose, and right now it is in bud. I have some here, a couple here, and one on this side and over here. So I'm gonna be getting quite a bit of a show this year. Last year I bought it and it was already in bloom, and right now it's in, well, last year when I bought it was in bud. So it did bloom for me, and then this year I got it to rebloom again, so I'm very happy about that because I know these are kind of tricky to get to bloom, and so it's blooming for me, so I'm very happy. Yeah, I think it will work. I'm gonna keep it because I think now that I can get it to bloom, they'll probably come back every year. I'm hoping. This is a fishbone cactus. I know there's a name for it, but I don't know what the scientific name is, but it's just a shark's tooth cactus. Another one of those epiphytic jungle cacti. And here are some of my epiphyllums. They're doing very well, putting a lot of growth, putting lots of new growth on. They're just not blooming at the moment, and I have never gotten one to bloom in my care yet. So this one is another one of those. So is this one over here. This one my sister just gave me the cutting last summer, and it's doing very well. It's putting on lots and lots of growth. So I have yet to get one of these to flower for me. My crown of thorns are doing very well. They've been blooming for me quite a bit this year. Every single one of them has bloomed for me, and so I'm very happy about that. This is the one I got last Labor Day, and it was in full bloom. But this year, over the winter, it was battling a lot of mildew, powdery mildew. Yeah, so I had to spray it, treat it. It had a little bit of setback, so this year it's not getting much of a bloom on them, but it's still blooming. I'm happy with it. Jade column, my jade golem, it's getting too much water, I think. So a lot of my leaves are falling, they're turning yellow. It's getting too much water. So I kind of moved it over to the edge here. Hopefully it won't get too much water here. Here is a Queen of the Night, and this one is the Mark Twain version. No, this is not a Mark Twain. This is just the Queen of the Night. This is the cutting my sister-in-law from California sent to my sister-in-law last year, and it's quite big. It's growing a lot this summer. This is the one I have for a couple years now. It's the Mark Twin Queen of the Night, and like I said, it's putting on a lot of growth, just not flowering at the moment. I don't know if it'll ever will. I don't know if I can get it to flower or not, but yeah, it's putting on quite a bit of a show with its leaves. Just a lot of foliage, no flowers, no signs of flowers yet. And some of these are just some of my orchids. And purple heart, which I'm gonna repot pretty soon. This pot is pretty tiny. It's probably a 4-inch pot. So I'm probably gonna do a little bit of trimming on these, maybe cut them up, reroot them, and then stick them back into the pot to make it just a little bit fuller. These grew over the winter, so it wasn't getting much light, so they were kind of scrawny and just kind of skinny. So I'm gonna, and these are new growth. These are all new growth, and they're nice and plump. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of trimming on these. Now, this is my Sherry Baby. I brought it out here, my Oncidium Sherry Baby. It's another one of my dragon fruit. This one's putting on a lot of growth this year for me. This is a new growth. You can tell it's a little bit lighter, and I would yeah, so here we go. The star of the show today is this one, my Clivia. This has bloomed for me 3 years in a row around this time of the year. It's always in the summer. It's doing very well. Here's another one. This one's a yellow one. It's a Clivia too. This one's a yellow one, but this one has not bloomed for me yet. Whereas this one has bloomed 3 summers in a row for me. So I'm very happy about that. And yeah, that's all the plants I have in my greenhouse at the moment. Oh, I forgot to show you. Oh, this is my Vanda Patara Delight. And I'm thinking, I want to show something here. I'm thinking that it's, can you see that in there? It's hard to see, but in here there's a flower spike coming, I think. See that? There's a flower spike on this side and flower spike on this side. I don't think it's roots. I think it's a flower spike. I have to do an update on that later on if it is a flower spike. Yeah, I've had this for a year. I bought it last September, and I've been just watering every other day or whenever I remember. Just soak it overnight, and I have it hung in my greenhouse. And I'm hoping and praying that is a spike, because I would really be happy. And here's another one of my. This is the one I got from Home Depot last year. It's another Queen of the Night. I have since trimmed a lot of these because it grew a lot over the winter, and because they did not get much light, the growth were very skinny and just stretched out. So I cut a lot of the new growth away because it was so small and skinny. And over here, this is my coral cactus, is another name, mistletoe cactus. I had this for 3-4 years now. I want to say 3 years, but it's putting on quite a show. Right now it's in full bloom. It always blooms around this time of year too. It's got blooms all over it. Yeah, this one has bloomed for me 3-4 times now. And so I'm not doing anything special to it, just pretty much just watering it when it needs it. put it in a sunny location, and yeah, I like this one. It's I'll keep it. If it's a keeper, that means it's blooming for me. And here's just a mini orchid. I've since got rid of a lot of orchids or gave them away to friends and family. It's just too much care. Like, I don't have time to care for them. So I gave up a lot of them. I only kept the ones that I really like or that has bloomed for me. This is a rec orchid cactus. This one has never bloomed for me since I got it. I had it for like I want to say 2 or 3 years now. Yeah. And I do want to take you to the other side to see some of my other plants. I do have some plants here that are not in the greenhouse. That's right next to my house and underneath a really huge oak tree. But these ones don't like sun. They are shade plants, and if I put them out in the sun, they burn very easily. So these ones, I grow them for medicinal purposes. I have mother of thousands. I have like 3 kalanchoe plants, and then 2 of these. I don't know the name, the English name for it, but these are growing. I grow them for like medicinal purposes only. And then coming over here, excuse the mess I have over here. Here are where I keep my crown of thorns. Here's a big one I bought last year, which has never bloomed for me yet. I don't think it ever bloomed for the owner that sold it to me. That's why he was willing to sell it to me. But I have yet to get this to bloom. So if it doesn't bloom within the next couple of years, I might just toss it out. It's so huge. It's probably like 3-4 feet tall. These 2 are putting on quite a bit of a show here. They are blooming. This is one that I got from Logi's that I was saying it hasn't bloomed for me, but this year it's putting on a lot of sunflowers for me. And this was a cutting that my sister had brought back to me from Florida, and it has put on quite a bit of a show for me too. Lots of flowers. Here's some more that's opening up, and here's some that are still in bloom. So I'm pretty happy with my crown of thorns this year. I do wish that my epiphyllums would bloom too, but right now I'm happy that I could get my crown of thorns to bloom, and that's all I wanted to show. Until next time, bye.